Kia ora, Year 9. This video is on how to write a number as the product of prime factors. So this is going to be a core skill for week 6 with the rostering home. It goes with Dr. Frost Key Skill 215. I want you to watch this video and do the examples with me into your book, and then you'll go on to Dr. Frost and do that key skill. When you're working on the key skill, I want you to set the practice accuracy to 8 questions out of 10. So some of you in 9 Hihi and 9 Weka have done this already last week, so just make sure you guys are working through the Google Doc through all of the other skills that we've got to cover. So we know already about factors, right? Factors of 75 are the pairs of numbers that are going to times to make 75. So the factors of 75 will be these. 1 times 75 equals 75. 3 times 25 equals 75. And if I keep working up, 4 doesn't work. 5 times 15 equals 75. And if I keep going up from here, 6 is not a factor, 7's not a factor, 8's not a factor, and 9's not a factor. So I can turn around once I get up to about 9. So if I want to list those factors of 75, then we've learned how to do that. We put these curly brackets in. You don't have to do that, but that's what normally we do. So then we've got 1, 75, 3, and 25, 5, and 15. Now, it doesn't matter if you don't put them in order, but when you're doing maths, it really helps to work systematically. So it's a good habit to get into. So these are the factors of 75. But what we're looking at today is what we call the prime factors. So what's the difference? Well, we look at the factors of 75 and we can see that some of them are prime numbers. So 1 is not a prime, but 3 is a prime because it has only 2 factors, 3 times 1. 5 is also a prime. 15 is not a prime because 3 5s are 15. 25 is not a prime because 5 5s are 25. And 75 is not a prime because of all the stuff we've just been doing. So what we want to do is to write 75 is equal to something times something times something, and we want all of these numbers to be prime numbers. So let's see how we can do that. Well, we can pick any 2 factors to start us off. So something times something equals 75. I'm going to start with 3 times 25. 3 times 25 gives us 75. And now I ask if each of these is a prime factor. So 3 is a prime factor. 25 is not a prime factor, so I find factors of 25. 5 times 5 makes 25. 5 is a prime factor, and 5 is a prime factor. So we can write 75 like this. 75 is equal to 3 times, instead of 25, we write 5 times 5. That's how we write a number as the product of prime factors. Sometimes we will write that like this. 3 times, instead of writing 5, we'll write 5 to the power of 2. I'm going to do that in the rest of this video. Okay, that's the first one done. Now we're going to practice on some more. So we've done 75. We're going to do 300. So let's write 300 as the product of its prime factors. So the good thing is that we can start with any pair of factors to get going with this. The easiest one here will be 10 times 30. Is 10 a prime number? No, because 2 times 5 gives me 10. 2 is a prime, and 5 is a prime. So we circle them, and I always tick them. Is 30 a prime? No. 3 times 10 gives me 30. 3 is a prime, circle and tick. 10 is not a prime. 2 times 5 gives me 10. Now, we can't go any further because everything's a prime number. So we can write 300 is equal to 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 times 5. So we've written 300 as the product of prime factors. So all of these numbers here are primes. In index form, we say that that's equal to 2 squared times 3 times 5 squared. Let's do another one, 242. So I'm deliberately making the numbers get a little bit bigger and a little bit harder. Again, all we have to do is find any two factors. This is an even number, so 2 will go into it. 2 will be a factor, and 2 is a prime. So 2 times 121 gives me 242. 121 is not a prime because from our 11 times table, we know that 11 times 11 gives me 121. But now 11 is a prime, so we can't go any further. So 242 is equal to 2 times 11 times 11, which is 2 times 11 squared. Here are 4 for you to try. Do them into your book, and then I'm going to quickly go through them. So 48, 90, 63, and 231. Right, so 48, your working might look different because you might have picked some different ones. So pause the video and do those 4, and then unpause it and come back and go over them. 48, 4 times 12. 4 is 2 times 2. 12 is 4 times 3. 2 is a prime. 2 is a prime. 4 is not a prime. 4 is 2 times 2. Circle tick, and 3 is a prime. So 48 is equal to 2 to the power of 4 times 3. So that's that one done. Okay, on to 90. So 9 times 10, neither of those is a prime. 9 is 3 times 3, circle tick, 10 is 2 times 5, circle tick, 90 is equal to 2 times 3 squared times 5. Right, what were the other two? 63 and then 231. 63 is quite a fast one. 7 times 9 gives me 63. 7 is a prime, so circle tick. 9 is equal to 3 times 3. Circle tick, 63 is equal to 3 squared times 7. And lastly, 231. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know where to start that one? Well, one thing to do is to start low. We know that 2 is not a factor, but we can check if 3 is a factor, and we can do that by adding up those digits. So 2 plus 3 plus 1 equals 6. So we know, because 6 is a multiple of 3, that 3 is going to be a factor. So 3 times what will give me 231? 3 times 70 will get me 210, and that leaves me with 21 left. All right, so 3 times 77 gives me 231. The other way we can do that I haven't taught you in class, but I'll teach you here, is we can use short division. So we say 3 goes into 23 7 times with 2 left over, and then 3 goes into 21 7 times. If you don't know that method, don't stress it if you're not getting it from this video. I'll teach some of you that skill when we're back in class. Anyway, back to the prime factors. 3 is a prime factor, circle tick, and then 77 is equal to 7 times 11. 7's a prime and 11's a prime. So 231 is equal to 3 times 7 times 11. So there you go. Now go on to Dr. Frost and have a go at key skill number, what did I tell you, 215. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you've got any questions on this, just send me an email.